not, conflict is inevitable. My name is Stephanie, and as Nelson Mandela once said, one of our strongest weapons is dialogue. Everyone will go through some type of interpersonal communication conflict almost on a daily basis, whether that's a major argument or a minor misunderstanding. By knowing some of the causes of these conflicts, people may say and do things that they don't really mean to, but by learning them, you'll understand why they did it and why you can be able to look at things from their point of view. One of these causes of conflict occurs all the time, and it happens online. The disinhibition effect can be part of the reason for this. Our textbook talks about this as the tendency to say or do things in one environment that they would not say or do in most other environments. This is one of the reasons cyberbullying is so prominent. These people take advantage of the other people they're talking to online because they can basically be anonymous since they have a screen and possibly hundreds of miles in between them and the person they are bullying. With the feeling that no one knows who they really are, these bullies say whatever they want and rarely face the consequences, while the people they are attacking have a completely different outcome and can be emotionally harmed. Although cyberbullying is a major cause of online conflict, there are other causes as well. In a news article published earlier this year by the New Jersey Institute of Technology, it states that people are connected to a lot of different people on social media, so what is suitable for one group may not be okay for others. For example, if someone posted a picture of themselves at the club, illegally drinking, and they posted it on some form of social media with the intent of only their friends seeing it, that probably won't be the case. Since they posted it on the internet, chances are people will get around and repost it, and people who aren't supposed to see it, such as their employers or parents, in turn may cause conflict. A lot of people go online and they use usernames, so you probably have no idea who they really are. If a profile picture is allowed, they probably will not make it themselves, and they tend to leave it as the original, which can be completely useless into showing who they really are. The Twitter egg icon is an example. You have no idea who this person is, and sometimes you can't even tell if they're male or female, which brings me to my next point, gender conflict. It's fairly well known that males and females talk differently, which may explain why males tend to talk to males and females tend to talk to females. According to our textbook, women tend to use expressive talk, which relies more on emotion and building relationships, and men tend to use instrumental talk, which is more focused on solving problems and accomplishing tasks. Men and women also differ on the way that they use their body language. If a woman is nodding and smiling, she's probably showing that she's interested in what you're saying and that she's actually listening. Well, if a man is smiling and nodding, he's either agreeing or trying to express himself in a certain way, probably trying to prove himself. Women also tend to be better at reading body language and noticing when someone's body language doesn't affect or doesn't relate to the tone in their voice. According to the World Bank Gender Data Portal, up to 30% of the seats in the national parliament were held by women in the United States in 2014, meaning that any time during that year, somewhere between 0 and 1% or 30% of the seats were occupied by women. In the workforce or in any position of power, men tend to be more respected, even if a man and a woman share the exact same position. I had two managers, one 6 foot tall male and another 5 foot tall female. Both had the same position, but the male manager was much more respected than the female manager was. He was a lot taller than the female manager and had a deep voice with a kind of scary accent, but most of the stuff he said didn't make a lot of sense, where the female manager was shorter than most of my coworkers, but a lot of the suggestions she made would have actually helped if people had listened to her. Conflicts can happen over anything and everything, and people tend to get into arguments over the smallest things, but during that time and in the heat of the moment, you can feel it's completely necessary to show your point of view. Conflicts may also develop when talking online, because since you generally cannot see or hear the person you're talking to, you cannot see their facial expressions or hear their tone of voice, which leads to misunderstandings. The way people talk also causes conflict, and that could be tied to their gender and the fact that different genders tend to just talk differently, and it's normally not on purpose. Learning why some conflicts may occur and the ways to approach them differently can greatly improve your interpersonal communication skills.